Guys, E3 is so close. Hey guys, it's Alex O'Neill. If you don't know already, this is Alex Talks, where I, Alex, sit here and talk as one might do on a YouTube. And usually it's about video games. And today is a special day. It's my last Tuesday talk, whatever I call it, before E3. So I'm going to be doing a little E3 guessing game, and we'll see how that goes. Sorry about last week. There were no Alex Talks last week because I was on vacation. I had said previously I didn't know if I was going to be able to put out any Alex Talks last week, and I didn't end up doing it. I had zero time to do anything like this. The podcast was late. It was a mess. Sorry about that. I did put it on Twitter on Wednesday at some point. I remembered oh shit, I used to do these Tuesdays and Fridays. But yeah, I was completely preoccupied being very, very relaxed. So it was a lovely vacation. Thank you for asking. I really appreciate it. Anyway, let's get on with it. E3 is next Tuesday. Well, it starts next Tuesday. But of course, what we here sitting at home, like me, have been doing for years, at least in my case. Monday and Tuesday are the big days for me. And then kind of it trickles down over the next few days. But yeah, the press conferences, that's a big deal. It's a full day of press conferences, and then Tuesday we get whatever the hell Nintendo wants to do in the morning. And it's usually a lot of crazy announcements, tons of fun. And E3 is like my Super Bowl, I don't like sports. I'm not a big sports guy, but I love video games, and this is the yearly event that, brings all of us video game nerds together in celebration of craziness. So it's great. I love it. And all of the Irrational Passions guys are going to be coming over, and we're going to be sitting down, crunched up in a sweaty room together watching E3, and you'll be able to watch our live reactions as well as the E3 stream live on twitch.tv/Irrational Passions. So that's going to be a ton of fun. Look forward to it. But anyway, that's next week. Right now, I want to make a fool of myself by saying a bunch of shit that's probably going to be wrong come next Tuesday. And then next week, I'm probably going to do an Alex Talks on Tuesday and Friday, and that will be the end of Alex Talks Season 2. So be excited for that. But yeah, I'm very much looking forward to this E3. I've been talking about on the podcast before this, and just in general, I think E3 is becoming a less relevant thing. And I felt very justified when Jeff Gerstmann on the Giant Bombcast kind of went out and said a similar thing, or at least he felt the same way as I did. I'm not necessarily saying this E3 is going to be the last. I'm not even coming close to saying that. I'm just saying that E3 is changing and video games are changing, and that could mean that E3 is less of the one thing we all wait around for next year or the year after that or the year after that than it is right now. So keep that in mind. But I still really love E3. I still think it's a fun event. It's a fun time. Twitter's always exploding with news, and everyone always makes crazy predictions that are almost entirely always wrong. So I wrote a couple things down that I talked about on Irrational Passions podcast episode 180, which you can listen to now on irrationalpassions.com. I'll put a link in the description if you want to give that a listen. We did an hour-long segment about E3 predictions. It's really good. I really liked it. I had fun with it. So I have a couple things written down. There's this article coming out hopefully this week. If not, then I messed up. Called it the E3 Do's and Don'ts, which is kind of like just a general E3 article from me and the writers, just saying here's what I think you should expect, here's what I think you shouldn't expect from each of us writers. So I wrote a couple for that I'll read off here. Or I won't read off, but I'll give a general thing. So one thing I think you should expect is a lot more indie showcase. I think, with Xbox One doing pretty well, and PS4 taking like this sweep of indie games and being like, hey, we're running away with this right now because everybody's downloading these indie games. Indie devs are happy. We're happy. PS4s are selling. Huzzah. With, Microsoft kind of looking at that, they're like, hey, remember when we used to do that and it was awesome? Hey, let's bring Summer of Arcade back to Xbox One. And hopefully, I think if we do see huge swell of indie games on the Microsoft stage, I'm not saying that we will. In fact, I don't think we will, but I think we'll see more than we did last year, which was really just below, and I can't really think of anything else. Then I think they're going to bring back Summer of Arcade. They're going to be like, hey, we're going to put you in the limelight for these 2 months, and we're going to push these 5 big indie downloadable games, and it's going to be great for everyone involved. And I think indies in general are going to be huge this year. And stuff like, the way No Man's Sky kind of had everyone's jaw on the floor at the VGAs is a little hint at that, like, hey, indie games get people excited. They aren't just like I see Bastion and I'm like, oh shit. No, it's not like that anymore. It's not like I'm just sitting there the only one out of a small group of people excited. It's like, people will all see No Man's Sky and they'll be like, whoa, that looks incredible, because indie games are getting bigger and better and more badass. So I think indie games were going to be very prevalent on both Microsoft and Sony stage. As for Nintendo, I don't know. Probably not. Speaking of Nintendo, I don't think you should expect them to have any idea what they're doing with the Wii U any more than they did last year. I mean, they're talking about this health initiative that we still don't know what that means at all. Health, maybe new hardware rumors are being thrown around out there. I don't know about that. That sounds insane. And just a bunch of crazy stuff. Nintendo, they have yet to prove that they know what they're doing with the Wii U. And if I want something from Nintendo, I want them to make a Wii U Slim, something smaller, better, no backwards compatibility, bigger hard drive, cheaper, that doesn't come with a gamepad. That's what I would want them to do. I don't think they're going to do it. They haven't proven that they can bounce back from completely fucking up the Wii U and having it sell poorly. They haven't proven that they can bounce back from that and do well. Mario Kart 8 is selling great, but Mario Kart 8 is still just one game, and it's not going to turn the system around. So I don't think we should expect them to know what they're doing. I do think that it's ridiculous to think that they won't at least tease the next Zelda game. I'm not necessarily saying during their direct, but at some point during the show, they're going to at least show an image and say like, hey, we're making a new Zelda game. I mean, they did the same thing with Skyward Sword. They didn't show it, and then they showed that image, and then that image came into play in the game. So I would expect that. I don't know if that game's coming out next year. It better, but who knows? Also, I don't think we should expect a lot of Vita love on Sony's stage. I think that it's just they've had 2 years back to back with the Vita already, and both of those years barely any time spent talking about it. And I could see like, hey, this game's also coming to Vita, and Remote Play is great, and PlayStation Now, because I think PlayStation Now is going to be huge at their press conference. They're going to be like, hey, remember, PlayStation Now works on Vita, so you can do that. Play Vita maybe, and that'll be their sales pitch. No, they've had 2 years to show me and general consumers all this Vita love. Haven't done it before. Why would they do it now? They have new hardware that they want to show off, and that's the PS4, and that's what's selling really, really well. So they want to sell more of those and renew faith in the people that have bought them. So that's what they're going to do. It's just, one, it doesn't make sense to me, them just jumping on the Vita bandwagon all of a sudden. And two, it just, they haven't proven to me in the past, much like with Nintendo about the Wii U, they haven't proven to me that they want to. It just always seems like they kind of say something and like, hey, we love the Vita, and then they just never show that. But I think scenarios like Gamescom, they've given the Vita a lot of good love there. So maybe it's just not for the E3 show. I mean, maybe not. Just a couple other general things. I think Microsoft is going to blow everybody out of the water. I've been saying this for a while. I wrote an editorial about it. They're primed and ready to really just kind of kill it. With the price drop, the change in the models for like free games with gold and streaming and stuff, I think they have like a really good looking piece of hardware, same price as a PS4, not as powerful, but if they show me good enough games, then that won't matter, because like I'll be like, oh, I can only play these on Xbox, or I want to play these on Xbox instead of on PS4, then yeah, I'll buy it on Xbox, and I think they'll do really well. I'm really bummed that Quantum Break got there. I'm bummed that got pushed to next year, but that was kind of like my most anticipated Xbox game of this year because I love Quantic Dream, not Quantic Dream. See, these names are all confusing. Quantic Dream made Beyond Two Souls. I love the guys who made Alan Wake, and I can't think Remedy. There we go. I got there. I'm having like a stroke on camera right now. I like Remedy. I loved Alan Wake. I want to play Quantum Leap. No, that's still wrong. Quantum Break? I don't know what the name of this game is anymore. I want to play whatever the hell that they're making, but it got delayed. I want to see what that game is too. I'm sure they'll show it, and maybe after this press conference, I'll have some understanding of what it is beyond just a third-person shooter with time mechanics. I don't know. But yeah, that's pretty much the general rundown. Sony is gonna do okay. They always do okay, in my opinion. They never really fucked up since 2006. I think when you fuck up that bad, you can never fuck up that bad again. I think Nintendo's going to be disappointing. I'm saying that. I hope they aren't, but I'm saying that just in case they're not, because then I'll be like really happy. But like, what are they going to show? More Hyrule Warriors, Smash Brothers. Maybe they'll announce Metroid and I'll get excited. But other than that, like, honestly, I don't know. We'll see. Sony will be okay. Nintendo will be disappointing. I think that Microsoft is really going to blow me away. I think so, at least to my taste. But it's bummed me out that all these games are getting kind of leaked beforehand. Hopefully, there will still be surprises in the press conferences. So, but that's all I got. No Twitter questions because it's already taken long enough, and I have to edit this, and it's already a day late. Sorry about that. But thank you for watching. This has been Alex Talks. If you want to see more of me and whatnot, go to irrationalpassions.com. I host Irrational Passions podcast. I write there. I was on vacation all of last week, and that's why there wasn't like a ton of stuff on the site. But there's great stuff on there. Mario Kart 8, Hypecast. If you haven't bought Mario Kart 8 yet, it's fucking awesome. I've been playing so much of it. There will be a Wolf Among Us, Walking Dead, spoiler cast tomorrow. Tons of great stuff coming up. Podcast this weekend. Our E3 live stream next Monday. So look out for that. It's going to be awesome. But that's all I got. Thanks for watching. I will talk to you guys on Friday.